Good morning. I am Pastor Mark McDaniel, and I am the transitional pastor at the Evangelical United Church of Christ in Huntingburg, Indiana, and I am here with a daily devotion. The title of our devotion this morning is Follow Me as I Follow Christ. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 1, Paul famously told the Corinthian church to follow me as I follow Christ. When you think about it, that's quite a thing to say. Paul's making both a command and a claim. A command for the Corinthian church to follow or imitate him. A claim that he's following Christ in a way that's worth imitating. It makes me queasy to think about saying that to anyone else. So what is Paul talking about here? Is it a humble thing to say or prideful? Is it a safe thing to say, or is it dangerous? And how can we learn from it? So what is the context of Paul's follow me as I follow Christ? First, it's helpful to have some context about the verse itself, plus the city of Corinth. Let's tackle the city first. Theologian Gordon Fee wrote, Paul's Corinth was at once the New York, Los Angeles, and Las Vegas of the ancient world. Corinth was a wildly influential city. It had tons of money, sat on key trade routes, and even had tourists lining up on every street. It was a cultural hub filled with all the stuff today's big cities are. That meant the new believers came from a wide array of cultural, religious, and moral backgrounds too. The next bit of context is the verse itself. Paul wrote, "Follow me as I follow Christ," just after 1 Corinthians 10:31-33, which reads, "So whether you eat or drink or whatever you do, do it all for the glory of God. Do not cause anyone to stumble, whether Jews, Greeks, or the church of God, even as I try to please everyone in every way. For I am not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved." Paul's helping the church understand that in their city, they have a bunch of different cultures all smushed together. Today we call it a melting pot. This meant that even eating or drinking customs might unnecessarily offend people and make them dismissive of the gospel. So he drops this challenging statement, "For I am not seeking my own good, but the good of many, so that they may be saved." Like Jesus, his entire life was about seeing people get saved or becoming disciples of Jesus Christ. Like Jesus, Paul set aside what he wanted for the good of others. As Jesus said in Mark 10:45, "For the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life a ransom for many." Paul sought the advantage of other people before his own. Paul wanted to lead followers of Jesus, not build a following of his own. Paul's heartbeat was for people to meet Jesus. Paul wasn't in the business of building a large fan club. This verse is an incredible challenge for all of us today. It might be for you too. Here are some questions to consider. Does my life imitate Jesus so closely that I'm comfortable telling other people to follow me as I follow Christ? Am I willing to set aside my own preferences for the chance to show other people Jesus? And do I understand my culture enough to constantly share Jesus with others where they are at? Thank you for joining me today. A reminder that we will have worship this Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m., both in the sanctuary as well as on Facebook Live. We hope that you will be able to join us in one way or the other. Until then, may God richly bless you. Thank you for joining me today. Goodbye.